Do I look like a vampire today? At least a little bit. I was trying to go for the theme of the latest comeback. We're gonna talk about NCT 1 to 7 today. We're not covering all the NCT units because we'll be here all day, and I'm not that familiar with NCT Dream comebacks. That would require a really long video to do that. First of all, I'm gonna tell you right away, like I already know where I'm gonna be placing all of this title tracks, or rather comebacks, because what we're gonna do today, we're gonna look at styling, concept, and how styling worked with the concept and the song as well. So like the whole impact of a comeback song. Because I'm taking a bunch of things into consideration, it's basically impossible for something to be super bad because we're considering so many different things. Let's just establish the S tier. So what I'm gonna put in the S tier is comebacks that were incredibly important for the group. I also have glitter tears. Can you see them? But what we're gonna put in the S tier is something that's not only good but really important for the group in terms of their development, in terms of them getting a lot more exposure, or comebacks that I think that were really fitting for the group, for the subunit specifically. To start that section off and to kind of give you an idea of what we're gonna put into the S tier, we're gonna put Cherry Bomb into the S tier. This is such a good comeback. There is literally so much to love about it. Of course, there are questionable styling choices here and there. That's to be expected, especially with boy groups. They always have something funky going on. But regardless of that, there were a lot of really good decisions, a lot of really good styling too. I would say that mostly for stages. I'm gonna actually just like insert video clips and stuff like that or something. It's gonna give you an idea of what I liked about it. It is a great song that doesn't get boring after listening to it even many times. It's just so good. I would say that it's probably the best fitting song for NCT 1 to 7 that kind of shows their signature kind of style. The chanting, like the vocals, the way that they are done in this song is very much NCT 1 to 7. The bass line. Also, one of the things that I want to mention here is the graphic design of the album. Absolutely fantastic. So well done. It is beautiful. The characters they've created for it, it's so bright, and at the same time it works really well. It's not like it's just random colors. It's just very well developed. I just like everything about it, and it also fits my personal taste, I guess. So obviously this list is biased because I have my own taste and my own preferences, right? Cherry Bomb is S tier. It's just fantastic. Really good performance, really memorable song and choreography. It's all great. Let's go with Gimme Gimme. So Gimme Gimme. Listen, I know that a lot of people don't like the noisy songs by NCT 1 to 7, but I feel like it's kind of their signature sound of the subunit, especially for their title tracks. I kind of expect it, to be honest, like something really abrasive and loud, and I don't mind it because I like hyperpop. I like loud and abrasive things as long as they are intricate, as long as they're well done. Gimme Gimme the song, I do like it. I enjoy the performances, but I think that the music video, the concept, everything about it is quite simplistic. There's basically no way I would put it really high up on the list, mostly because even though it's not bad by any means, it's just not special. It's a little dull to compare to everything else. It's not very specific in terms of its concept, but the outfits are not as offensive as some other outfits that 1 to 7 were at one point or another. So Gimme Gimme goes in the B or C section. It's still pretty good, but the music video is just, it doesn't have as many different scenes. It doesn't have as much pizzazz as the other music videos that we're going to be talking about, so I just can't put it any higher than this, to be honest. Alright, so Touch. A really good song. It's really catchy. It's well performed. I really enjoy that the music video is really clean and kind of has this fitting aesthetic, but I don't think that it's their strongest song because, well, it's just, again, to compare to all the other ones that we're going to talk about, it just doesn't, it has nothing on it, okay? I can't put it any higher than what Gimme Gimme gets. But these two are just very different aesthetics, but they're on the same kind of level of quality. Enjoyable, both, depending on your preference of songs. If you like something a little bit more poppy and a little bit more cute, you will enjoy Touch. And if you're into more loud, abrasive sounds or masculine kind of image from this group, then you're gonna like Gimme Gimme. Wakey Wakey. Japanese comebacks, we get a lot of repetition for for some reason. We get things like Gimme Gimme, Wakey Wakey. I mean, we'll only have 2 examples, okay, but it's already a pattern. Obviously there is this long hairstyle that Johnny got that it's not that I hate it, but I just think that they could have done better with the quality of the hair that they used, like the wig itself. I'm not vibing with the wig. But there are promo pictures for Wakey Wakey that include outfits that I really enjoy. The reason why I enjoy them, I'm gonna tell you to be honest, a really big part of it is the fact that I really like the accessories. I'm gonna show some pictures, insert them, later, but just something about that kind of combination of that metal that they used and the sweaters and other materials, like just the fabrics that they used for the styling of Wakey Wakey, especially for their images for the album. It's gonna go into B category in many ways in terms of the song structure and like the way that it sounds. It's similar to Gimme Gimme. They definitely are going for a very specific sound for Japan and Japanese comebacks, but I do think that specifically the styling for the photo book brings it up a notch to compare to Gimme Gimme. Punch, A tier song. I know that a lot of people were kind of either a Punch person or a Kick It person or whatever. I don't care. I like both. I think that the album itself, I like the graphic design in terms of the packaging looking like a game for some type of console. I don't know. Like the packaging looked great, but the images, I mean, they're not bad by any means. It's very common in boy groups like to just have leathery kind of looks and stuff like that, but they look good, obviously, and the tattoos, I appreciate that. It's an interesting look. And then also there was like this sporty kind of racing outfits variation on them, at least in the other version of the album. And I'm gonna tell you that SM needs to retire that. It looked really cute for Punch, okay, yes it did, but they do it a lot. It was especially tiring when they did it for Superhuman. A really bad idea. It just doesn't look any good because it's just so boring. You have to have a stronger concept to have any impact, and the only reason why Punch is so much higher than what I would put Superhuman's 100, for example, in this list is because Punch has it has a really good song, okay? It's structurally really interesting, it's weird, and I do understand that a lot of people, they are not really into that type of stuff, but I do like a lot of changes and a lot of different things just thrown in, just because I get really bored really easily. So for me, the more exciting the song is in terms of just things being thrown in all the time and things changing up all the time, I absolutely adore it. And I really like their whisper singing. I don't know if that's rapping or singing or what you would call that, but definitely interesting, especially mixed in with all the power vocals in the song. Fantastic. I really enjoyed it. But the outfits are quite typical. Do you know what I mean? I guess the leather outfits seem a little bit less typical in combination with all the racer kind of outfits and also the last outfits that they had with those jackets. They kind of like a royal-esque jackets. People do that a lot in boy groups that I see. I don't really partake in a lot of boy group content. I'm not really a boy group person. I'm more of a girl group person, but still, they look good, okay, but it's a little boring. That's it. But the song, the structure, the edits in the song, the fact that the song is called Punch, it kind of makes sense. The outfits are kind of sporty in some, like in one way or another. It makes sense. So I'm gonna say that it's an A-list song just because the song was really good. The special effects, the visual effects that they decided to go for in the music video, like the warping effects with colors looking like an oil spill, fantastic. That was a really good choice on the part of whoever is in charge of the visual design there. Maybe it was the director who wanted it. That was a really good choice. Let's go to Regular. So Regular, this song itself, I like it, but the first time I heard it, it didn't have that much of an impact on me because of my problem with mixing with it, okay? So the mixing in it, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's some other issue. If you are a audio engineer, let me know. But I definitely think that the way that the song is mixed is undercutting its impact so much. If you listen to the melodies, they're so catchy, and the way that the background sounds that they picked, like the producer picked, they're wonderful because they're slightly strange, but they work really well for the theme of the song. It's a good song. And what pisses me off is that the way that it's mixed is so quiet in the wrong ways. It sounds muffled to me. It sounds like it was so compressed into like a little pancake to the point where I can't hear anything, while at the same time I can still understand that there's a lot of interesting things going on. I kind of feel the same way about Wavy's, was it Bad Alive? I believe it was Bad Alive, and also Nectar. Both of those, I really like those types of songs, but what's up with the mixing? Just something is off. I'm not a mixer, like that's not what I do usually, so I can't tell you whether that's exactly what the issue is, but something is undercutting its impact. It's so good in terms of structure, it's so good in terms of arrangements. What happened on the mixing, I feel like that's the part that kind of suffered a lot. But let me know what you think. And I definitely have the same type of issue with Regular, because it would be so much higher on the list for me if the mixing was done right, and it would just have so much more impact. And I'm so mad that it doesn't have it. But Regular is a great song. I think I love that they had so many versions of it. The Chinese version, the music video, that was immaculate. That was so well done. And this video is also fantastic. Mark is just walking around with a goddamn tiger. Love it. The special effects were great. The arcades, barbershop kind of vibe in the beginning, fantastic. There were so many good scenes in this music video. Definitely well done in terms of direction. I believe that this video, Regular, is like in between A and B. Now I'm gonna have to put it in A just because I personally enjoy. I'm gonna change my ranking from between A and B and move it to A, just because I enjoy this type of vibe so much and I wish they did it more, just with cleaning up some of the details just so the impact doesn't suffer, because I believe that this suits NCT, not specifically NCT 1-7, but NCT in general really well. Who's next? Kick it. Definitely a great song for 1-7. Fantastic. Just everything about it works so well. I enjoyed the styling. Yes, okay, let me tell you what. I hated the accessories in the second verse. I hate this type of accessories. I hate too many chains, and I have a dislike for those types of aesthetics. Okay? I don't know why, but I do enjoy the outfits that they wear in the beginning. I really like the aesthetics of the video. I believe that everything is inspired by Chinese aesthetics and Chinese traditional clothing and fighting techniques and fighting gear and outfits and whatever. I'm not a fighter. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but that's a wonderful song. I know that people were like, it's just noise. Oh, it's so good though. What do you mean it's just noise? Even the beginning, that sound, I love it. The choreography, fantastic. I definitely listen to it a lot just because that's the type of noise music I like. It's noisy, but it doesn't hurt my ears. I really like the accessories that they decided to use, you know, like the tape that's for joints and whatever. They decided to use it as accessories, and I love that. Also, if they had like something like an open shirt or something like that, they had some, I don't even know what to call it, bandages or something like that, like wrapped around them. That's fantastic. I loved it. Really added something to the look that would otherwise would be definitely missing. The eye travels really well in terms of the outfits not feeling like they are unbalanced in some kind of way. Those outfits I really enjoyed. The choices for the colors, I love how yellow everything is. I absolutely love that. Same with some splashes of red and a lot of black too. The rain scene, the way that they lit up that scene was absolutely fantastic. The use of neon lights, great. I love neon lights and water being in the same scene. It's always so aesthetically pleasing to see, especially when it's done right, when it's done appropriately. This one is gonna have to go into the S tier. It would have gone into the A tier if I wouldn't also think that that was a very defining song for NCT. I believe that it definitely made a lot of impact for them as a group, you know. Next one we're gonna do is Fire Truck. Fire Truck is a funky one, okay? Some of the outfits,
No.
it's really something. And the music video, sometimes it makes me so uncomfortable in the beginning when a bunch of dudes walk into this little girl's backyard or something like that, and she's like alone just like playing in this sandbox and they're breaking whatever she built with water guns. It just makes me feel weird because it's just way too many men around this little girl. I don't know why, I just don't like that scene, but I do like a lot of things about this actually. And I know that a lot of people hate this song. I like it. Once again, I like noisy things. Why the hell do you think I even like NCT? They do a lot of noise music and I like it. But the outfit, especially for promotions, we've talked about this before because I have made a video about this because people really hate the styling for this, and I get it. Honestly, I do. Like, I understand why you hate it. There are some things that I really enjoy about it, though. I wish they'd done like a punkier kind of look for one of their comebacks again, but done a little bit better, because I have complained about those polyester golden-esque pants a lot, and I just hate them so much. I hate that material in any type of piece of clothing. I think it should be illegal to use it, to be honest. Second of all, even when it's used like on some pants or whatever, the pants are always entirely way too tight, to the point where it just, the look, the outfit itself looks so unbalanced. I just have so many qualms with it. If you want to go into the styling of Fire Truck specifically in depth, I'm gonna link the video in the cards so you can go and watch that section, because I specifically talk about styling. But in terms of the song, I like the song, I like the choreography. I think the choreography is really interesting. I also do like some of the stuff that they've done in terms of the direction that they were going in terms of the aesthetics. I like that they were trying to do some delinquent kind of look happen for them. Some of the iconic looks from Taeyong and Taeil. Oh, so good. Taeil is like honestly on another whole level in that song. His hair, I wish they kept it like that forever, because it just suits him so much. Just because there's so many bad choices in styling that undermine the concept that they were going for. Like the overall concept of the styling that they were trying to do just did not happen because of how they were approaching it. Just because of that, it's going to be between B and C. It's not a bad song. I'm not one of the, Fire Truck haters or something like that. I just don't like the way that they approached a lot of the looks in the outfits. There were a couple that were just so close, and there were so many that were so far away. So I have to put it in B/C. So it's Chain Time. Probably was their debut in Japan. Listen, okay. This is such a strange song, okay? The song is basically just about starting things, about like, I don't know, making impact. That's what I'm reading. But the video, the teasers, why were they so weirdly horny? What was that about? Do you see what my confusion is about? I feel like they're trying to sell power tools, but also like be hot about it. It's really confusing. However, there were a lot of good scenes in there. The scene with them dancing where there's the sky is really pretty behind them. There is cherry blossom trees inside of a truck. Their choreography was really good. I do like this song. I find that, yes, it's loud and abrasive as per usual, but it is a good song. This song is definitely gonna go into between A and B. I don't think that the album photo shoot was impressive. It's just a bunch of colors and they're just sitting there and whatever, but the video definitely delivers in terms of interesting visuals. The song is good, the performance is good. It's gonna go between A and B. Let's do Superhuman. So Superhuman, there were so many things about it that were so right, and then they just had to give Jungwoo that hair. I really can't get behind it. I tried, okay? I like things that are weird. I like things that are a little bit strange. Sometimes I get into them and then I'm the biggest fan of it. But I have limits. And this is where I draw the line. This goddamn perfect bowl cut. It's just strange. Just weird. And initially, I put Superhuman in A, but I think that it's actually so ambitious and so well done in terms of the song that I'm gonna have to put it in between S and A. The only reason why it's not in S, which it's so close to it, it's because the photo shoot and the album itself, the photo book and everything, the design, it doesn't do justice to the project, and I think that it really below the quality of the song and of the video and of the performance itself, okay? So I'm gonna kind of knock it down a little bit. Also Regular, and just remember that a lot of people were complaining about Regular and the Regular album, but that's literally the first one I've ever purchased for NCT, and it was probably last year, just because it's just aesthetically pleasing. It's done in a very artistic way, and I think that that's what you would want from an album. Why would you want just like stupid headshots? Why would you want that? Just random dudes that took graduation photo-esque portraiture and then sold it. It's actually one of my favorite albums in terms of the aesthetics of it. Limitless. Oh, Limitless. So many bad haircuts.
No.
Someone save Mark from all this hair bleaching. Also, at the very beginning of his career, like, why would you do that? Do you want him to go bald by 30? What is this? Why would you do such a thing to somebody whose hair is straight, thick, and black? That's just mean. At this point, this is just mean. Limitless is confusing because there are a lot of things about Limitless styling that definitely relies on things being mismatched. So it's like it's its own purpose, you know, especially when they're not wearing all of those like matching red sweatsuits or whatever the hell. I like a lot of looks from the rough cut version of this music video. Listen, this song is probably my favorite NCT song, or at least it's up there. It's just there's so much to like about that rough cut video. Watch it if you haven't seen it. It's definitely like it's so good. The way that it was done, such a nice aesthetic. There's a lot of outfits that I kind of see and I go, what on earth is this? But at the same time, some of the other looks, I'm like, okay, I can see where you were going with, and I think that this look good, even though it's mismatched, even though it's not supposed to look good, it does look good. It has the same aesthetic, the same vibe as the rough cut video does, so it works really well. It's a good song. The beat that opens the song has such a nice reverb on it. I absolutely adore it. Simon Says is next, and Simon Says, probably one of the first songs that I actually liked by this group. I really enjoy the aesthetic of the video. It has this contemporary art gallery aesthetic going on. I really like the outfits, especially Yuta's outfit. I love those straight long skirts. It just looks really good, and it's a fantastic song. I really like Simon Says, but it isn't as unique in terms of set design and in terms of the repackage that it came with. It was just like this vinyl thing, and the pictures were literally headshots, and it's like, okay, well, no. So I'm gonna put it in A. It's not an S song, but it's close to it. Sticker came out like a month ago or something like that, and there were a lot of people who did not like it. Okay, I'm one of the weirdos who liked it from the first listen. I was confused at the beginning, mostly because it is an annoying sound. Like, it's very high pitched. The one that's the recorder in the background. It is annoying. I get it. It's mostly annoying and grating because it's so high pitched, but the structure of the song is just so good and so ambitious. The vocals are ambitious, the delivery of rap and the choreography is so ambitious. I enjoyed it very much. It was probably challenging for the group. It has a lot of changes. It has a bunch of other things going on. And also the album itself, the packaging. Oh, it was so good. They did close-ups of weird crushed up substances and things. Each one of them had a unique macro scene kind of associated with them, and it was just really pretty and so beautiful. I just loved it. The outfits were good for the photo shoot, and also I really enjoyed the way that they took pictures of it. The lighting was well done when they were doing shadows. There were a lot of rainbow edges that they have implemented that kind of made it even more interesting. This one is gonna go in between S and A. It would have been an A if the album didn't have such a strong presentation, if it didn't have a really good aesthetic, especially for the smaller album, right? Because there's like a bunch of different versions. Soul City version or whatever, like the one that they just took pictures in the city, it just has nothing on the sticky version. The one that has all of those macro scenes, it's just so beautiful. I loved it. Favorite, first of all, I hate how they spelled it. Okay, I cannot with the American spelling. Whenever there's a U missing, I feel just something so uncomfortable in my chest. I'm like, oh my god, somebody put a U in there. This song is definitely an outlier out of all of these songs because it sounds strange that it's an NCT song, especially NCT 1-7. They usually don't go for these types of songs. This song sounds kind of old school, maybe like early or late 2000 sound, which is strange, except for the verses. The verse is very much contemporary pop sound, but I really like the whistling motif. I really like the melodies. The song is a really good song. The packaging of the actual album and the photo shoots, I found them to be underwhelming. I'm gonna dock some points for that. The aesthetic in the music video is really good, except for the scene where they're in this elevator hall looking location where they're dancing. Thankfully, the choreography is so good that you don't pay attention to it too much. But the reason why I don't like that set is not because the set is bad, but because it seems to be at odds with everything else in the music video. It just doesn't suit it that well. I wish the vampire-esque look suits them. This is a really interesting song, especially with the story that they introduced beforehand. I wish they did not put Jangwoo in those really tight pants. It's just not the best vibe for him. It could be tight pants, whatever, but don't pick like this color. It's quite adventurous for NCT though. I'm glad that they have delivered something new after Sticker. I was kind of surprised by the fact that no new Ho anthems in Sticker album and now in Favorite repackaged too. It's just confusing to me because I don't know, it's just strange whenever you don't get something like that on an NCT album, regardless of what subunit you're talking about. It's just kind of like, why are we getting more appropriate as older you're getting? That's kind of a strange trajectory to take. Maybe you should have saved songs like Whiplash or Baby Don't Like It or something like that for later in your career. If you were gonna get this tame later and you have this tame content that you could have shared. It's definitely an A tier song. Let me just put it here. You can see Sticker behind it anyway. Yeah, I wasn't that harsh on them. There are a lot of people who work with them. There's a lot of time and effort put into it. So even when I'm being critical, obviously I still see the good work that's been put into it. Let me know if you want to see something similar. I'll see you soon. Bye!